Okay, I have my puzzle cube assembly drawing open right now on my screen. And what we need to do next is we need to make multi-view drawings of the puzzle cube. And the reason we're doing this is because we are going to eventually end up doing some dimensioning. So this step is about making what are called sheet sets to create our multi-view drawings. So I'm going to go back to place views here. I've got my my drawing open on the screen. So I'm in place views on the ribbon. I'm going to select new sheet, and then I'm going to put in my name, and I'm going to show you something here. I'm going to shift. I'm going to put in Mr. Seward. I'm going to put in a scale of 1 to 1, and then I'm going to hit OK. Oh, I have a problem. This isn't all in capitals, which it should be. So I need to fix that problem. Now, if I look over here at our menu tree, what I see is I see sheet 1, and that's grayed out. If I double click on that, by the way, it brings me right back to the puzzle cube drawing. If I double click on sheet 2, it brings me to the one that I just did. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to all caps. And the way I do that is right next to sheet 2, I'm going to hit that little arrow. It's going to point down. And I've got PLTW. I'm going to arrow down again. It says field text. Double click. There it is. Now I can edit that. So, oops. Come on, you. There we go. Mr. And that is correctly done. Now, I can also change the scale. I can't change anything else that's in that box, but I can change those two things. Now, I'm going to put in one of my parts. So I'm going to put in the first one. I'm going to select base, and that is not what I want right there. I'm going to select base, and right here where it says file, I'm going to get the little file folder looking thing. And I think I'm in the right spot. Yeah, I am. I'm going to find my parts, and the first one is going to be my part number 1, and I'm going to say open, and then I'm going to say OK. And I'm going to pull this down and to the left because this is my front view of this part. And then I'm going to use projected next, and I'm going to click on that box there, and I'm going to pull this over. This is what's called a projection from the front view. So I pull this over to the right, that's the right view, and I go up to the top, and that's the top view. I'm going to go over here in this corner and right click and say create, and that's going to be my isometric view. Now the first thing I'm looking for is the longest side down. Next thing is, are there hidden lines in the front view in particular? There's going to be times where we just can't avoid that. Or is there hidden lines in the right hand view or the top view? And there isn't any hidden lines, but that's for a specific reason. There should be hidden lines, I'll tell you that right now. So I'm going to double click on this, and down here it's going to say hidden lines removed. I'm going to unselect that and say OK. Whoops. Come on, you. Alright, let's say hidden lines, and I'll say OK. Now I've got the hidden lines. So I got to double click on that and select under style to where it says hidden lines. And then I said OK. So I do have hidden lines in here, and that's not what I want. So I'm going to double click on that again. And I'm just going to come up here, and I'm going to click on that arrow right there one time. Now, if this was laying incorrectly, I could also click on that arrow if I wanted to. But I sort of like the way this is standing up here. And I'll say OK. It's going to ask me if I want to modify these two views to match this one. I'll say OK to that. And there we go. Not too bad. So it's looking at it from the front. And then let's see if I double click on this. We're just going to compare views here. And I say OK and OK. Well, the front view has no hidden lines in it, but this one's got more. So the second view was a pretty good one. Let's let's see, double click on this. If I click one more time on that same arrow, say OK and OK, I end up with a lot of hidden lines. So that second view cube thing was the one we wanted. Front, right, and we'll say OK and OK again. Now we can, I'm going to right click, I'm just going to delete this one up here because I like to see this be the same as the part that I'm making. Yeah, I'm going to delete that view, say yes. So I'll go to projected, I'll click on the front view and put this up here, right click and say create. Now the next thing is this isometric view is very big. So we are going to double click on the isometric view and I'm going to change its scale down to 1/2 and I'm going to say OK. So that's what I expect you're going to do also with this view. And then you can put it up there. So this view we can move down a little bit because I don't want it right up on the title border. This one I can move down and out a little bit just to get some space between the views. I'm going to repeat that process for all 5 of my puzzle cubes. So again, I'm going to select new sheet. Maybe first though what I should do is save. You always want to save these drawings quite often. Save and save often. New sheet, all in caps. Instead of goofing it up this time, we're going to do it right. Mr. Oops. There we go. Scale is going to be 1:1. What the heck? Oh boy. 1:1. My name again. And I'll say OK. Okay. So then I'm going to go base and I'll just do this one more time for you. I'm going to select the folder, say part 2, I'm going to say open. I got a scale of 1:1. I turned on the hidden lines. I'm going to say OK. And now I can bring this down and I can start to do my projections. So I'll do my projection over here, up here, and up here. Right click, say create. So now let's start to figure out what is going to be the best view. Say OK and OK. And that's pretty good right there. I'm not gonna fight with it anymore. And then I will save this and go on and do my 3rd, 4th, and 5th ones. I will let you do those 3rd, 4th, and 5th